Well, guys, this is a big story that I really wanted to talk about. It involves the retro gaming community and something pretty impressive. On YouTube, Twitch, whatever video game streaming video content creation platform you choose to go. So the gaming community's just always been something huge, like a big ecosystem. I think there's more gamers than ever, and everybody's doing totally cool, unique things. You see people doing these no death runs, speed runs, let's plays, just great, amazing like achievements. You'll see people totally just destroy games, but one person did something completely unbelievable. And honestly, who knows if anybody's going to have another chance to do it. There is a Canadian gamer. Yep, Canadian gamer made Nintendo N64 history, and it says this may never ever be achieved again. Yes, sir. This gentleman took on a challenge. So he's part of an N64 community. He plays on Twitch, and he played 296 of the commercially released N64 games and completed them all on his live stream. So I think I've known a couple of people that got complete N64 collections, and that's kind of, for the most part, in itself, getting a full set of any kind of game library, a big achievement. But to sit back and complete them all and play them despite the difficulty or any challenges of the games might be, far beyond impressive. Like, if anybody's a gamer, you have a backlog of games. Just alone, like, with the shelf behind me, there's so many games back there that I've never completed. Some are still sealed. I have Wii games that are still sealed that I've never opened just because the backlog is so intense. Now, is that part of, the ebbs and flows of being a shelf collector or a video game collector? Yeah, but life gets in the way. School life, family life, work life, it all gets in the way. And you get this backlog that just kind of eats at you in the back of your head, and you're like, oh man, I really wish I could just tear down this backlog. This guy did it. Literally. This gamer did it. Now, his Twitch channel is called AceGamerSam, and he completed every single game with exclusive footage on his Twitch channel. All 296 of these N64 games. Bravo. I just gotta tell this dude, if you're watching this, I don't know if he would be or not, that's impressive. That's like, I think, the first I've ever heard of anybody completing all of them, of a full set of any console. I don't think I know any gamer out there that has a full set of any console that's completed it. Sure, you've popped the games in, played a little bit, played a level or two, got a game over, never put it back in. I'm guilty of that. In fact, it took me like 2 years to even finish Days Gone, because I started Days Gone on the PlayStation 4 and I just never went back to it until like a month or two ago. I've been knocking out the backlog as much as I can. Days Gone, Immortals Phoenix Rising, Assassin's Creed Valhalla DLCs, Assassin's Creed Origins, Odyssey. For me, the open world games are the ones that take the longest on the backlog. I'm always like, oh man, what am I going to do with this game? And then you look at your shelf and it's like, half those N64 games I've never even played. I got 630 NES games. No way I'm going to complete all those, because a lot of them are hard to begin with. Now, I would say that I have beaten quite a bit, but not all of it. I don't think there's any way in history that anybody does not have a backlog, and then what constitutes a backlog anyway? Is a game in your backlog if you've never played it? Or is a game in your backlog if you've never beaten it? Because there's plenty of games that I'll start and I just won't go back to. Does that mean it's still in the backlog? Like if you don't complete it or if you don't play it. So either way, AceGamerSam, impressive. I was reading this news article and they said that there was a N64 community challenge going on, and he decided to tackle that challenge He realized that he completed 70 of the N64 games on stream, so he decided to keep going at it. And I think his final game was Super Mario 64, which in the article he states that that's his actual favorite one, and that's probably my most favorite N64 game after Star Fox and Ocarina of Time. So a great way to end it. But man, there's a lot of trash on the N64. I know I'm gonna trigger a lot of people. There's something about that N64 PS1 era where I can't go back to it. It's just so hard to look at. It's scratchy. There's a lot of fog. The polygons are horrible, and I get it. That's what we had back then, and boy, did it look so much better back then. Also, now there's some heavy hitters. You know, the wrestling games. You got NBA Blitz or NFL Blitz. I mean, you have Star Fox, the Zeldas, Mario Kart. You know, Banjo, Donkey Kong. You have the heavy hitters, but man, there's a lot of bad third-party license games on the N64, and I mean, even just this dude, AceGamerSam, sitting down and completing those is impressive. Man, I can't even think, like Elmo's Number Journey. Isn't there like an Elmo's game on there, or a Mickey's game, like some kind of like Number Journey? Yeah, like a Sesame Street or Disney game. Mission Impossible on the N64. So yeah, pretty impressive that this dude, I think he's from Quebec. I'm not sure. I can't pronounce. Trois-Rivières resident is what he is. So to me, that looks French Canadian. So he did crown himself N64 King after completing a 296 completion challenge for. Looks like this was just North American too. I think each region of the world had their own set of games and stuff, so maybe Japan had some exclusives that Europe didn't have, and vice versa. But either way, congratulations to this Canadian gamer, AceGamerSam. Very impressive feat. Wanted to give my props. I saw this title and I was like, oh man, I gotta talk about that. You know, not enough people in the gaming community give props to people that achieve good things out there, and it leads to, you know, all these little, you know, groups that are just fighting over video games, and some positivity needs to be shared once in a while. So AceGamerSam, congrats, 296. I'm curious if this dude's going to complete another challenge and do like Super Nintendo or GameCube or something like that. I think there's twice as many GameCube games as there was N64. There's definitely a huge amount of NES, but we'll see what happens. What do you guys think about this? Let me know down below. And how big is your backlog? I'll see you on the next one. Thank you, guys.